Allahu Akbar.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother and sister, welcome back to Islamic Notes channel. When actor Morgan Freeman tried to call the Adhan at a Cairo mosque, senior Hollywood actor Morgan Freeman once traveled to Cairo, Egypt. The story of the trip was packaged in a program aired by National Geographic, which was then uploaded on the YouTube channel. I decided to go back to Cairo to try to understand who God is to Muslims. Muslims believe in the same God as Jews and Christians, but I wanted to know if there were any differences in the way they think about God, Freeman said in the show. Morgan Freeman's tour of Cairo was accompanied by Islamic historian Ahmed Ragab, who took him to Cairo's Al-Hussein Mosque. Freeman then entered the mosque and said to Ragab, "You can come in here like a Catholic church that is always open for prayer. You come in here and you can worship between yourself and Allah." Ragab replied, "Yes, exactly." Freeman was happy to be there at the right time, when the call to prayer sounded. "I was there at the right time to hear what Muslims believe is one of the most beautiful sounds in the world, the call to prayer. For Muslims, the voice of the muezzin is a manifestation of God," Freeman said. Then Ahmed Ragab explained, ending the prayers by saying Assalamu alaikum. "It's like ending a meeting with anyone, because in essence, prayer is a meeting with God," Ragab told Freeman. Morgan Freeman echoed Ragab's explanation by saying, "It was like, hey, see you later. Nice talking to you." In his narrative, Freeman says, "Prayer is like a conversation with a person, but how do you talk to someone who is not human?" To help me understand, Ahmed has arranged a meeting with an imam at this mosque, Imam Al-Amir Mahfouz. After that, Morgan Freeman, accompanied by Ragab, met Mahfouz to ask some questions. To Mahfouz, Freeman asked, "In Christianity, God is manifested, but in Islam there is no such thing. So who am I talking to? Am I imagining things?" Answering the question, Imam Al-Amir Mahfouz said, "You cannot imagine Allah. Allah is beyond our imagination. Whatever you imagine with the human mind, Allah will be different from it." Then Morgan Freeman asked again, "One of the most touching and beautiful sounds in the world is the call to prayer. What is its origin?" It is explained that one of Muhammad's companions had a dream while he was sleeping, in which he heard the call to prayer. And then when he woke up, he went to Muhammad and told him about it. And he made it a ritual that he used to call the call to prayer every day, 5 times a day. Freeman seemed puzzled about the selection of the muezzin. "How was the selection of the muezzin? Did you have auditions?" Freeman asked. Imam Al-Amir Mahfouz explained that there were auditions where they would listen to people. Then the person with the best voice would be given the position of muezzin. Then Morgan Freeman seemed to try to call the call to prayer by reciting the takbir sentence. Hearing Freeman's voice, the atmosphere of the dialogue seemed to become fluid with overflowing laughter. "You have to try for it," said Imam Al-Amir Mahfouz. "Okay, I have to try again," said Freeman. After the meeting, Morgan Freeman narrated the beauty of the mosque from what he saw. He said the mosque was designed to be filled with beautiful sounds and images that pamper every sense, from the intricate architecture to the verses of the Quran written in the finest calligraphy. Many Muslims see this beauty as a manifestation of God himself. Islam sees God in all things beautiful. Because God has no physical form, God can be felt anywhere with any of the senses. But what is felt has a divine aspect, and God is always more than what we can imagine, Freeman said. Morgan Freeman, born June 1st, 1937, is an American actor, producer, and narrator. Throughout a career spanning 5 decades, he has received numerous accolades, including an Academy Award, a Golden Globe Award, and a Screen Actors Guild Award, as well as a nomination for a Tony Award. He was honored with the Kennedy Center Honor in 2008, an AFI Life Achievement Award in 2011, the Cecil B. DeMille Award in 2012, and Screen Actors Guild Life Achievement Award in 2018. He is widely regarded as one of the greatest actors of all time. Born in Memphis, Tennessee, Freeman was raised in Mississippi, where he began acting in school plays. He studied theater arts in Los Angeles and appeared in stage productions in his early career. He rose to fame in the 1970s for his role in the children's television series The Electric Company. Freeman then appeared in the Shakespearean plays Coriolanus and Julius Caesar, the former of which earned him an Obie Award. In 1978, he was nominated for the Tony Award for Best Featured Actor in a Play for his role as Zeke in the Richard Wesley play The Mighty Gents. Freeman received the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his role as a former boxer in Clint Eastwood's sports drama $1 Million Baby, 2004. He was Oscar-nominated for Street Smart, 1987, Driving Miss Daisy, 1989, The Shawshank Redemption, 1994, and Invictus, 2009. Other notable roles including Glory, 1989, Lean on Me, 1989, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, 1991, Unforgiven, 1992, C7N, 1995, Amistad, 1997, Gone Baby Gone, 2007, and The Bucket List, 2007. He also portrayed Lucius Fox in Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight trilogy, 2005 to 2012, and starred in the action films Wanted, 2008, Red, 2010, Oblivion, 2013, Now You See Me, 2013, and Lucy, 2014. Known for his distinctive voice, he has narrated numerous documentary projects including The Long Way Home, 1997, March of the Penguins, 2005, Through the Wormhole, 2010 to 2017, The Story of God with Morgan Freeman, 2016 to 2019, Our Universe, 2022, and Life on Our Planet, 2023. He made his directorial debut with the drama Bofa, 1993. He founded film production company Revelations Entertainment with business partner Laurie McCreary in 1996, where he produced numerous projects including CBS political drama Madam Secretary from 2014 to 2019. Early life and education. Freeman was born on June 1, 1937 in Memphis, Tennessee. He is the son of Mamie Edna, née Revere, 1912-2000, a teacher, and Morgan Porterfield Freeman, July 6, 1915, April 27, 1961, a barber who died of cirrhosis in 1961. He has 3 older siblings. Some of Morgan's great-great-grandparents were enslaved people who migrated from North Carolina to Mississippi. He later discovered that his white maternal great-great-grandfather had lived with and was buried beside Freeman's black great-great-grandmother in the segregated South, as the two could not legally marry at the time. The DNA test suggested that among all of his African ancestors, a little over 1/4 came from the area that stretches from present-day Senegal to Liberia, and 3/4 came from the Congo-Angola region. As an infant, Freeman was sent to his paternal grandmother in Charleston, Mississippi. He moved frequently during his childhood, living in Greenwood, Mississippi, Gary, Indiana, and finally Chicago. He made his acting debut at age 9, playing the lead role in a school play. He then attended Broad Street High School, a building which serves today as Threadgill Elementary School in Greenwood. At age 12, he won a statewide drama competition, and while settling into school, discovered music and theater. When Freeman was 16 years old, he contracted pneumonia. Freeman graduated high school in 1955, but turned down a partial drama scholarship from Jackson State University, opting instead to enlist in the United States Air Force. He served as an automatic tracking radar repairman, rising to the rank of Airman First Class. After serving from 1955 to 1959, he moved to Los Angeles and took acting classes at the Pasadena Playhouse. He also studied theater arts at Los Angeles City College, where a teacher encouraged him to embark on a dance career. Career, 1964 to 1988. Early work and rise to prominence. Freeman worked as a dancer at the 1964 World's Fair and was a member of the Opera Ring musical theater group in San Francisco. He acted in a touring company version of The Royal Hunt of the Sun and also appeared as an extra in Sidney Lumet's 1965 drama film, The Pawnbroker, starring Rod Steiger. Between acting and dancing jobs, Freeman realized that acting was where his heart lay. After the Royal Hunt of the Sun, my acting career just took off, he later recalled. Freeman made his off-Broadway debut in 1967, opposite Vivica Lindfors in The Nigger Lovers, a show about the Freedom Riders during the American Civil Rights Movement, before debuting on Broadway in 1968's all-black version of Hello, Dolly, that also starred Pearl Bailey and Cab Calloway. In 1969, Freeman also performed on stage in The Dozens. Beginning in 1971, Freeman starred in the PBS children's television show, The Electric Company, which gave him financial stability and recognition among American audiences. His work on the show was tiring, so he quit in 1975. Television producer Joan Gans Cooney said that Freeman loathed appearing in The Electric Company, saying it was a very unhappy period in his life. Freeman later acknowledged that he does not think about the show, but he was grateful to have been a part of it. His first credited appearance in a feature film was in 1971's Who Says I Can't Ride a Rainbow, a family drama starring Jack Klugman. Also that year, Freeman performed in a theater production of Pearly. After a short career break, he returned to work in 1978, appearing in 2 stage productions. 1978's The Mighty Gents, winning a Drama Desk Award and a Clarence Derwin Award for his role as a wino, and White Pelicans. Freeman continued to work in theater and a year later appeared in the Shakespearean tragedies Coriolanus, receiving the Obie Award in 1980 for the title role as well as Julius Caesar. In 1980, he had a small role as Walter in the drama Brubaker, which starred Robert Redford as a prison warden. Freeman next appeared in the television film Attica, 1980, which is about the 1971 Attica prison riot and its aftermath. A year later, he had a lead role in Peter Yates's Eyewitness with co-stars William Hurt and Sigourney Weaver. From 1982 to 1984, Freeman was a cast member of the soap opera Another World, playing architect Roy Bingham. After several small roles in dramas, he starred in Marie, 1985, a film adaptation of Marie, a true story by Peter Maas. He portrayed Charles Tropper. He also appeared in the miniseries The Atlanta Child Murders. Freeman also had a small role in the drama that was then, This Is Now, based on the novel of the same name by S.E. Hinton. In the mid-1980s, he began accepting prominent supporting roles in feature films, earning him a reputation for depicting wise, fatherly characters. In addition to television films, in 1987, Freeman played a violent street hustler, a role that diverged from his previous roles in Street Smart co-starring Christopher Reeve and Kathy Baker. Freeman's performance was praised by film critics, including Roger Ebert, who wrote, "Freeman has the flashier role as a smart, very tough man who can be charming or intimidating, whatever's needed. Freeman creates such an unforgettable villain." Freeman's performance earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. He later said that he considered Street Smart to be his breakthrough role. In his next film, he played Craig in the drama Clean and Sober with co-stars Michael Keaton and Kathy Baker. Although the film was not a box office hit, it gained fair reviews. Roger Ebert gave the film 4.5 out of 5 stars and called the performances superb. Freeman also received Obie Awards for his roles as a preacher in the musical The Gospel at Colonus and as Hoke Colburn in the play Driving Miss Daisy, respectively. (1989 to 1996) Hollywood breakthrough. Freeman had 4 film releases in 1989. In the first, he starred as Sergeant Major John Rawlins in Glory, directed by Edward Zwick, about the 54th Massachusetts Infantry Regiment, the Union Army's 2nd African-American regiment in the American Civil War. Writing for The Washington Post, Desson Thompson praised Freeman and co-star Denzel Washington for their warming sense of fraternity. Glory was nominated for 5 Academy Awards and won 3. Best Supporting Actor for Washington, Best Cinematography, and Best Sound. Next, Freeman starred in the comedy drama Driving Miss Daisy alongside Jessica Tandy and Dan Aykroyd. Based on Alfred Urry's play of the same name in which Freeman had appeared previously, he reprises his role of Hoke Colburn, chauffeur for a Jewish widow. The film was a commercial success and grossed $145 million worldwide. Film critics were mainly positive. Henry Sheehan from The Hollywood Reporter opined that Freeman and Tandy's performances complemented each other while retaining their individual star quality. The film was nominated for 9 Academy Awards and received 4, Best Picture being one of them, including Best Actor for Freeman. His third release was the biographical drama Lean on Me, in which he portrays the principal of an underperforming and drug and crime-ridden New Jersey high school. Jane Galbraith of Variety magazine thought Freeman's casting was wonderful. Lastly, in 1989, he starred in Walter Hill's Johnny Handsome, a crime drama in which he plays a New Orleans police officer. In a 1990 interview, Freeman said that Glory was one of his favorite releases. The Black legacy is as noble, is as heroic, is as filled with adventure and conquest and discovery as anybody else's. It's just that nobody knows it. In 1990, Freeman provided the voice of Frederick Douglass in The Civil War, a television miniseries about the American Civil War. In the same year, he starred in the critically panned The Bonfire of the Vanities. According to the review aggregate site Rotten Tomatoes, the film has an approval rating of 16% based on 51 reviews. In the summer of 1990, he played Petruchio, a role he had been thinking about for 6 years, in Shakespeare's The Taming of the Shrew, which opened at Delacorte Theater in New York City. Petruchio seems to have a lot of fun in life, he said. In 1991, Freeman had a supporting role in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, an action-adventure starring Kevin Costner. The film was a commercial success, but garnered mixed reviews from critics. The New York Times' Vincent Canby thought Freeman played Azim with wit and humor, despite the muddled plot. Freeman also narrated The True Story of Glory Continues, a documentary about the 54th Massachusetts Infantry Regiment. In 1992, he appeared in Clint Eastwood's Western Unforgiven, which won 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. The film depicts William Money, Eastwood, an aging outlaw and killer who takes on one more job with old friend Ned Logan, Freeman. Unforgiven was widely acclaimed, with one critic calling Freeman's performance outstanding. Also in 1992, Freeman starred in the John G. Avildsen directed drama The Power of One, acting opposite Stephen Dorff and John Gielgud in a loose adaptation of Bryce Courtney's 1989 novel of the same name, in which he plays boxing coach Gil Piet. In 1993, Freeman made his directorial debut with the drama Bofa, which tells the story of a black policeman, Danny Glover, during South Africa's apartheid era. Bofa was well received, in particular for Freeman's directing. Hal Hinson of The Washington Post wrote, "Freeman lays out the father-son dynamics with great skill and very little fuss. There's no hysteria in his approach. Instead, he sticks to the facts, relying on his cast to provide the emotion. The result is a surprisingly powerful, insightful film." Kenneth Turan from Los Angeles Times also complimented Freeman's direction, but thought the film was more predictable than powerful. In 1994, Freeman portrayed Red, the redeemed convict in Frank Darabont's acclaimed drama, The Shawshank Redemption, with co-star Tim Robbins. It is based on the 1982 Stephen King novella Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption. Freeman was cast at the suggestion of producer Liz Glotzer, despite the novella's character of a white Irishman. Filming proved to be challenging, mainly because of Darabont's need for multiple takes. Freeman said, "The answer I'd give him was no. Having to do something again and again for no discernible reason tends to be a bit debilitating to the energy." Nevertheless, his performance was described as quietly impressive and moving by the New York Times. At the 67th Academy Awards, the film received Academy Award nominations for Best Picture and a nomination for Freeman for Best Actor, losing to Tom Hanks in Forrest Gump, 1994. Since its release, The Shawshank Redemption has remained popular among audiences. In 1994, Freeman served as a member of the jury at the 44th Berlin International Film Festival. Outbreak, 1995, a medical thriller directed by Wolfgang Petersen, was Freeman's next film. He played General Billy Ford, a doctor dealing with an outbreak of a fictional virus in a small town. The film stars Dustin Hoffman, Rene Russo, and Donald Sutherland. Outbreak was a box office success, grossing $189.8 million worldwide, but gained a mixed critics' response. Mick LaSalle of the San Francisco Chronicle credited Freeman for his performance, which may have been unappreciated by viewers. In 1995, Freeman starred with Brad Pitt in David Fincher's crime thriller, Seven, the story of two detectives who attempt to identify a serial killer who bases his murders on the Christian seven deadly sins. Freeman's performance generated a positive response. Owen Gleiberman of Entertainment Weekly wrote, "Freeman plays nearly every scene in a doleful hush. He makes you lean in to hear his words, to ferret out the hints of anger and regret that haunt this weary night." The critic from Variety magazine called Freeman's acting supremely nuanced. While filming Outbreak, Freeman expressed an interest in starting a film production company. He turned to McCreary, the producer of Buffa, to be his business partner. Freeman explained that he wanted to achieve representation on screen, explore challenging issues, and reveal hidden truths, so they chose to name their firm Revelations Entertainment. A year later, he appeared in Chain Reaction as Paul Shannon, a science fiction thriller co-starring Keanu Reeves and Rachel Weisz. The film was a critical and commercial disappointment. Next, he was cast opposite Robin Wright in 1996's Moll Flanders, a period drama based on the novel of the same name. The film received a mixed reception. Greg Evans from Variety magazine said Freeman gave a sweet performance, while the New York Times critic thought he was miscast.